Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Libra is for you. Remember, use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. If you are, or should I say, before we get started, I just want to say there are some exciting changes coming to Reydiant Reality. So for those of you already in the Reydiant Nation, stay tuned. There are some shifts and some changes coming up. Now, I remember when I tried to put out the fortnightly readings, everyone was like, no, Raf, we don't like it. So I listened to you guys. So don't worry, I'm not going to get rid of things that you like, but there are things that are changing. I have to keep it funky and fresh for myself so that I can continue to give you the best. And also somewhere in all of this, I have to be able to serve my clients, and I also need to have a life as well. So so stay tuned. There are some changes coming, but I think what I bring you next, I think you're going to like a lot more. Maybe just as much as you love what you've got now, but probably even more so. So stay tuned because it's going to be exciting. So your key to the week this week is the World card. Community, right? In all of these different areas of life, it's not necessarily about what you know this week, but it really is about who you know and who you are connected to, where it is that you have connections and like where it is that you're tied to more people, and where it is that you have or associated with different groups or sets of people. Now, the other thing with the World card, remember, this is a level up card, right? This is a graduation card. It's where we step onto or into new plateaus or new levels or new experiences of what we've had previously, but we're not starting from zero. We're actually starting from the experience that we already have in this area. So love this for you. Looks like you're ready to graduate. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Page of Cups. So this is really, I think a lot of you are ready to share with the world something that you feel very emotionally invested in, right? In the other way that this could also show up as well for a lot of you, this week you've got your finger on the pulse, right? You're really understanding how it is that you can either best serve your own community or the world community in some way. So I really love this for you. The options that are available to you with that Page of Cups, for those of you that are single, this could be a new romance that shows up, but for a lot of you, this could be a passion project that has a chance to really become something tangible, right? It's where your side hustle actually becomes your main job. It's where you realize that an idea that you have is exactly on brand or on trend for right now, and something that people are really excited or into. So I love this for like a personal discovery that has really big reaching or far reaching ripples. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Swords. I think a part of the reason for this is, one, I think there's going to be somebody that tries to piss on your fireworks, quite frankly, excuse my language. And, you know, with the Five of Swords here, you're not here for it. It's like, no, you know what? I understand that, like, the projection energy this week might be real. Okay, like this might be somebody else trying to hit you with their fears or their worries, or, oh, well, you know, I know somebody that tried to do that before and it didn't work for them. Okay, sure, Jan, that's nice for you. Right? Like, so watch out for this week, because there's a little element of a dream killer energy kind of in there. Another way this also potentially shows up, because it is in your communications, you might be you might think that what you're saying is presenting your passion, and the way that it's received is not that. Check your audience, check your crowd, right? Make sure that you're speaking to the right people about what lights you up. Another way that this also possibly shows up is because you've got the World card here. This could be a friendship or a professional group of some sort where the dynamic gets a little bit wonky. Things, you know, get a little bit loud, potentially a little bit shouty. And my advice to you would be, don't get involved in it. Right, leave it alone, because it ain't got nothing to do with you. Right now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is, I will say, choose your battles wisely. when it comes to something that you're like, if you're really passionate about this and you feel like it's a fight that needs to be had, then absolutely do so. But as long as it doesn't come at the detriment of the quality of your own work. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, there's a fight, a brewing, right? Some sort of challenge. And quite frankly, because you've got this energy going on, I would say this is one of those times where even if you're, I'm not saying blindly ignore injustice, right? We have to take a stand somewhere. What I am saying is choose your hill, right? Because this week you could spend so much time and energy diverted to something that really, quite frankly, has nothing to do with you. And then before you know it, you've spent all of this wonderful passion project, excitement, energy for new levels and new things that are coming in for you on sorting out other people's mess over stuff that, quite frankly, is probably quite freaking petty. All right, so watch out for this. And I will say as well, this week, steer clear of gossip. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, yeah, same kind of energy. And I will say, pay attention to who is really happy for you, who celebrates your wins. Another way that this might also show up is it's not, and this might actually be through love, and it might be somebody that is older than you, like a parent, an aunt or an uncle, somebody that you consider a peer or a colleague, might really sort of, what's the word? It's like they might really mean the best for you, but what they're saying, they don't realize it's like they're sprinkling doubt, seeds of doubt into what you're trying to do. And it's like, no, right? Don't accept that. Don't let any of it take root in any way, shape or form. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, in a familial situation, especially among the older peers, it may be that somebody takes objection or, you know, whatever to something that you feel is really important. Like you might be having a second wind of your youth, right? And they're like, oh, you know, well, you're too old to be doing this, that, and the other. And it's like, fuck that, right? Live your life, enjoy yourself. And if it's making you feel good and it's giving you new lease on life, enjoy it to your heart's content. Right? For those of you, when it comes to your love and relations, you've got the King of Cups. Okay, right? So we've got a lot of water energy here. When it comes to, so for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, pay attention to your intuitive nudges around your partner, because the relationship is ready to evolve, right? The relationship is ready to go somewhere else. And if you're open to this, there can be some really wonderful spaces that your relationship goes to, providing you're willing to kind of call each other out on your stuff, right? Which is actually a very good thing. When it comes to this as well, one of the not arguments, but one of the disagreements that you might have with a partner this week is the people that you find yourselves hanging out with, right? Like maybe you're kind of like, you know what, I think we're ready to graduate these friends. Not in a bad way, but it's like, you know, when you've outgrown certain circles, right? By where they're at in their journey. And you know, if you find somebody is on a mouse wheel and they're constantly having the same problems, challenges and issues, there comes a point where you have to kind of say, okay, well, you know, you seem unwilling to do anything about this, and I don't know if I want to be stuck on that mouse wheel with you, right? So there might be you and your partner sort of deliberating this week, you know, do we want to stay a part of this group, these friends, etc. And you know, maybe there's a bit of contention there, and a part of that might be because one of these people is a childhood friend, and that can be really, really hard, right? Like to let go of people that we've been connected to for a long time, or you know, that we've grown up with. I've been through that process and it's not easy, right? You really do feel the pang, and sometimes you really feel that you miss them, right? But at the same time, if they're not willing to grow, there comes a point where you have to kind of say, okay, you know what, it's time, I need to level up. And that's what this, I think this is like the second time you've had the world card in the space of like 3 weeks now as well. So life is pushing you to level up, right? And you got to do it in some regard. For those of you that are single, water sign person, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio could feature for you. And let me tell you, this person is deep. right? Like I already said, there's new romance on the horizon for some of you. So if you are single and ready and open to mingling, you could be meeting a king of cups, right? So somebody who is really embodied in their emotional energy, and also somebody that's very intuitive. Where, for those of you that don't know and you've been living under a rock, I'm joking, the Lunar Lacuna is open. You can get your space on that now. There's a link in the description box below. So you can pay annually or you can pay month by month. It is like a membership of sorts for the next 12 months, right? Where we are manifesting using the moon, right? But this isn't just intentions and talking about the astrology. This goes beyond that. We're going to be doing energy work. We're going to be looking at certain other goods and bits and pieces as a part of this. I'm really excited about this. If you haven't seen the Lunar Lacuna launch video, check it out. There's a link for that in the description box below, or one of these little floaty things above my head. It's going to give you insight that I can't hear, but it's open, it's out there. If you want to be a part of it, come along. We've already got a really wonderful group of people and I'm really excited about this one. So it would be great to have you. For your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Cups. So much water here, right? And the Ace of Cups with the World card, this is long money. Whatever seeds are sown, whatever conversations are had, whatever contracts are signed, whatever commitments are aligned to this week, especially ones that you feel your heart is involved in, this is about creating long money, right? The World card builds in terms of, you know, generations. So this is a very pivotal week for your finances. That Ace of Cups is a wish fulfilled. There's some kind of financial backing, insight, connection, contract, seed sown, conversation that's had. The Five of Swords, you will have to deliberate over this, right? There's some challenge here that you're going to have to overcome. But look, this is fertile soil that you are sowing seeds of money in. So I love this for you. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, I really love this for just feeling very good, like right down to the very bones of you. I feel like you're really having a very embodied experience this week. And a lot of this is because your emotional body is tip top, right? Which is great. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, I gotta say, this bodes very, very well for the future of your living situation. This is the only thing that potentially gets in the way of it, right? Have the hard conversations, stay in your emotional balance, stay in your emotional integrity, be honest about what you want and need and won't accept anymore, and the rest will pretty much fall into place. With that said, let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.